I wish I could tell the world about this.
Oh, there's a lot of things, but mostly with immigration. I wish people knew that we're letting in criminals daily.
The big issue for the Hill, for our region, is migration. So we poured a lot of money into Central America.
Like how much?
$4 billion over 4 years. But now migrants are coming from us there.
Right.
Like Venezuela.
Somos de nacionalidad venezolana. Tenemos vuelo para Nueva York.
Entonces, ¿le compraste un vuelo con Spirit?
Sí.
40.
Sí. Entramos con la cita de CBP One por el puente fronterizo.
So what is the end goal? Why are they allowing it?
Truly, they want to change the demographics of the United States.
Truly, they want to change the demographics of the United States.
Hey, two. Hey, this generation is so unimpressed with Jesus Christ, man. I think we ought to take a minute to just elevate him. Let's just brag on him real quick. Here we go. Big J, Big E, Big S capital. Big U, Big S, Big C capital. Hey.
Party, I'm in here grinding, money I'm stacking, while they rock diamonds. I can't relate to them, ain't my shit common. I set a goal, fuck me 2 or 3 commas. 7 figures, 8 figures to 9 figures. On a slow pace to get rich quick. Same time we just think different. Cause when you make it, it hit different.
What it do, y'all? It's your partner Dale back in the saddle again for another early edition of the Countermoves Podcast, guys. And I did it this week on Wednesday because of the fact that tomorrow is the presidential debate, and I've been invited on some shows to do that as well. Also, and I didn't think it was wise for me to do my podcast in the middle of the debate when everybody's eyes should be on the debate, which is more important business than to listen to little old me. But guys, man, thank you so much for tuning in. If you could share. Subscribe to the channel if you're getting value here. And this is where we look at an issue, whether it be economic, political, or socially. We can unpack it together, infuse wisdom to that thing, and prescribe the right solution, guys. So welcome to this thing, man. This is going to be a really good one, guys, as we dive into this one, man. This came across my desk, guys, and it was kind of interesting. And, of course, I live in Texas, and so and a portion of my family is on the border. And this kind of came across my desk as I began asking the question concerning, this whole immigration issue at the southern border. Here's a question I want to pose today, guys. The southern border crisis, right? And the 2024 election, those kind of coincide, so to speak. And illegal immigrants voting plans? I began asking the question, excuse me, because it didn't make any sense concerning having the southern border open, and it is wide open. Don't get it twisted. If they're telling you that it's not, they're lying. It's wide open. The numbers actually bear that. Here is my question. What was the end goal concerning having the southern border wide open, right? Wide open. My wife's family, them live on the border, and this is near and dear to my heart. So I began asking the question, what's the plans behind this? There's always a plan behind an action, right? So I said, this is interesting. But then, guys, what tripped me out is some video came out of a Biden official, admits in the Great Replacement theory, saying it's real. It's not a theory, it's real, right? So Biden administration official admits Great Replacement is real, and they said they want to change the demographics of the United States. Let me say that again. They want to change the demographics of the United States. That's the only way this makes sense for having an open border process and strategically flying illegal immigrants, because they are illegal, to certain cities. And I played on a previous Countermoves podcast of a sitting congressman saying that they need more illegal immigrants so they can change the districts, right, to lean more on the liberal side. That's on a previous Countermoves podcast. I'm going to play that again, but it is what it is. But let's look at this video from this Biden administration official talking about the Great Replacement. It's no longer theory, it's real, about them wanting to change the demographics of the USA. Let's dive into this one, guys. Let's listen to this real quickly and let's see exactly what's going on because this right here kind of threw me for a loop. Well, we're going to listen to what they got to say. Here we go.
There's got to be some things that you're like, man, I wish I could tell the world about this.
Oh, there's a lot of things, but mostly with immigration. I wish people knew that we're letting in criminals daily.
The big issue for for our region is migration.
So from the get-go, you hear this official saying that they know that they're letting in criminals daily, right? Here we go.
So we poured a lot of money into Central America. Like how much? $4 billion over 4 years. But now migrants are coming from us.
So hold on. So they're spending $4 billion in 4 years in Central America. For what? Let's listen and see.
Like Venezuela.
Somos de nacionalidad venezolana.
So Venezuela has been known to have some of the most deadliest gangs in the world. But again, now we have a Venezuelan immigrant talking as well also. Here we go.
Tenemos vuelo para Nueva York.
Entonces, ¿le compraste un vuelo con Spirit?
Sí,
40.
sí. Entramos con la cita de CBP One por el puente fronterizo.
So what is the end goal? Why aren't they allowing it?
Truly, they want to change the demographics of the United States.
So our aid.
Hold on. Let's go back. Let's hear it again for the folk in the back row. Let's hear it again.
So what is the end goal? Why aren't they allowing it?
Truly, they want to change the demographics of the United States.
Read that. Read it. It says the truth is they want to change the demographics of the United States. So what is the reason for investing $4 billion in Central America, specifically Venezuela, right? And flying illegal immigrants to certain cities. This Venezuelan immigrant said New York. Then you have the official come back on and said this here. The truth is they want to change the demographics of the United States. That's the end goal. Right there. So this is no longer a theory. This is a fact. This is the only way this makes sense from a strategic standpoint is if you want to change the demographics of America and your actions are shaking hands with what this official just said. God, this is going to be a good one. So I advise you guys to share this one to all that you know, because it is going to get very interesting in a second, because we're going to look at facts and data, right? Facts and data, memos. You're going to see this. All right, guys. So now you heard him say this. Now they go on for another 3 or 4 minutes concerning other things, but I wanted to focus on that portion there. The truth is they want to change the demographics of the United States. That is the goal. Got it. All right. Now what I want to do is I want to bring you guys in real quickly to this here. So if you want to change the demographics of the United States, right? You're investing $4 billion in Central America, specifically, right? Venezuela, not based on what I said, based on what the Biden official said, right? On camera, right? What if you are strategically flying immigrants illegally, right? Illegal immigrants to certain states and cities? What's the reason? To change the demographics of the United States. For what? For voting in 2024? I'm like, whoa, voting in 2024? You don't believe me. I wouldn't as well, guys. Here we go. We're going to bring in somebody that's actually going to bring the receipts. It's my dude, my man's in them, Dan Bongino. You know, it's my man's in them. You know what I'm talking about? And we're gonna talk a little bit. He's gonna show you some receipts. Again, receipts, facts, data, right? Receipts on what is going on, and it's going to shock you. Here we go.
Folks, I'm a little anxious. The anxiety will be reduced, though, if we're prepared. Look at this New York Post article. Tell me this. I mean, they would do this stuff anyway, but they seem to have a renewed, almost panicked-like interest in getting as many people on the voter rolls as they can. This is not new, but again, it's like I said, it's almost like now they're panicking, and now they're throwing caution to the wind. And
notice Dan talked about voter rolls. Why? Because it's the plan to have illegal immigrants vote in the 2024 election. Let's keep going. Again, data.
They're trying to get as many people on the voter rolls as they can, despite the fact that it's obviously illegal for a lot of these people to get on the voter rolls. That's a bold assertion. You have evidence? We always do.
We go.
New York Post. Election officials in all 50 states are now urged to halt non-citizen voter registration. The time to act is now. It is really important you understand this.
Listen to
Folks,
this.
get ready. If you got a pen and paper,
Listen.
I never ask you to take notes. This is the time to take notes or just read the article in the newsletter.
Listen.
Bongino.com/newsletter.
Listen.
The 1993 National Voter Registration Act.
Huh?
States must
Okay, listen.
provide applicants for welfare benefits with voter registration forms that do not require proof of citizenship.
Stop right there. Right there. I'm going to read it for the folk in the back row, right? Because some people can be hard of hearing. All right. So I'm going to read it again. It says here, under the National Voter Registration Act of 1993, states must provide applicants, right? It didn't say legal applicants. It said applicants for welfare benefits with voter registration forms that do not require proof of citizenship. Hello. Okay, hold on. Come to me for a second. Just for a brief second to your partner, real quickly, y'all. Come to your partner. Here we go. Now, so if they're letting the illegal immigrants in illegally, right? And then what's happening is, as they're letting them in, what are they getting? They're getting benefits. What's one of the benefits that they're getting? Welfare benefits, right? And this says they are required to give them, they must provide applicants for welfare benefits with voter registration forms that do not require proof of citizenship. Let that sink in for a second. So if you're a legal immigrant coming across the southern border illegally, you're getting welfare benefits, which they are, right? Then what's happening is you have to register, become an applicant for those welfare benefits. And when you're an applicant, you have to also, they also give you a voter registration form, and there's no proof of citizenship. It gets worse, y'all. It gets worse. Let's keep it going. It gets worse. Let's keep it going. Here we go. Keep it going. It gets a lot worse. Here we go.
It is critical you keep that up there. It is critical you guys understand this. There is no proof required.
None.
The U.S. Election Assistance Commission sheet only asks for a sign, for you to basically sign under penalty of perjury.
Yes.
That you, the applicant, are a citizen. No proof? None. Zero.
Now, so you just have to say that you are a citizen. That's it. That's it. You just got to say it. That's it.
Now, it's illegal for foreign nationals to register to vote or cast ballots in federal elections.
Yes, it is.
But tens of thousands of non-citizens have been discovered on voter rolls. Recent audits and investigations have shown. That's not my opinion.
Yes.
That's a fact.
Correct.
These audits have discovered these. There's no proof. All you got to do is this, folks.
That's it.
I want you to watch Elizabeth Warren here. First, let me put this post-millennial article first.
Watch this.
In case, again, you think I'm making this up. They are desperate. They have been interested in flooding the voter rolls with people who don't belong for a long time. But it appears now that they're in panic mode and doubling and tripling down on getting as many people there that don't belong there. To flood the thing.
Yes.
Post-millennial, Tom Stevenson.
Yes.
Welfare offices are giving out voter registration forms to illegal immigrants without proof of citizenship.
Wow.
That's not happening. Yes, it is. It's right there.
That's June 24th, 2024. This is not 2-3 ago. This is a couple of days ago. Welfare officers are giving out voter registration forms to illegal immigrants without proof of citizenship.
The date on the article are the halcyon days of June 24th. I think that's yesterday.
Yes, it is.
It's happening now.
Right now, guys, right now.
Violence, voter fraud, threats of violence. This stuff is real. These state AGs have to look into this immediately.
Yes.
Here, watch Elizabeth Warren.
Watch this guy.
Freaking out here on a left-wing cable news network as she's asked a simple question about the...
I want you guys to pay specific attention to how Elizabeth Warren responds to this question on ABC. This is not Fox, Newsmax, or OAN. This is ABC. Here we go.
Flood of people coming in the country illegally. The reason they're not going to stop pushing people into the country, despite the fact Biden's underwater by almost 20 points on the immigration issue, is because now they see it as the only way they can possibly fleece this thing in the swing states is by flooding the voter rolls with people who don't belong there. Check this out.
There have been more than 6.9 million apprehensions at the southern border thus far in Biden's term.
Wow.
There were just over 2 million in Donald Trump.
Look at those numbers real fast, guys. From February 2021 to May 2024, I think the number is actually higher. 6.9 million under the Biden administration. And under the entire term of President Trump, 2 million. Now, 2 million is still terrible, but it's a lot less than 6.9. Let's keep it going.
Donald Trump's entire term.
Good Lord.
What did the president do wrong?
No, this isn't about what the president did wrong. Remember, on the very first day that he was sworn into office, President Biden asked Congress both for the resources and for comprehensive immigration reform.
Stop right there. What she's not telling you is on day one that President Biden actually rescinded all of the border action that President Trump actually had enacted. Every single one. They were bragging about it. Every single one. The Department of Homeland Security, the head Secretary of Homeland Security, bragging about it. Biden bragging about it. They're all bragging about it. But now what he's saying is she's saying, well, they want to solve the problem. So you think it's wise to solve the problem by rescinding what's actually working, making it worse, and then trying to force the other side to come up with the bill that doesn't even solve the problem if you read the bill. Let's keep going.
The Republicans blocked it. Donald Trump
didn't have that either, Senator.
Man.
He didn't have that either, and there were 2 million during his entire term.
Correct.
Last fall.
Folks, I want you to understand they will never, ever let this go. They don't care what you think. You understand? It doesn't matter who's killed. It doesn't matter who's raped. It doesn't matter who's murdered, robbed, how many home invasions. It doesn't matter to them.
No.
This is really sick stuff. This is evil. When I say to you there's a spiritual war going on right now, I don't mean it some weird, bizarre way. I mean there is some evil energy out there I don't understand. I don't. You don't get it either because we're not in the spirit realm. We're here in the material world as we know it. We're not in the spirit realm. But there's something going on right now. These people are evil. There are people being killed.
Yes.
There are people being murdered, raped. It's happening every day now by people who don't belong in the country. They were here illegally. And the Biden team and Elizabeth Warren and these lunatics will defend this thing for one reason. Why? Again, they are desperate to save and hold on to their power base. They don't care who dies.
So again, guys, I'm trying to find a video of the Texas Attorney General, Ken Paxton. He came on the show and talked about how it's affecting Texas. I'm going to get that in a second, but I want to let Dan finish. What's tripping me out, guys, is you notice how when ABC pushed Elizabeth Warren on this, she said that we tried to pass a comprehensive immigration thing, a bill, but the Republicans blocked it. Guys, you know what was in that damn bill? What was in that bill? It was very simple. There was a daily cap of 4,500 people, a daily cap, and the president could either follow that or not. There was one of the criteria on that thing. Follow it or not. Like, how does letting in a certain amount solve the problem? It doesn't solve the problem. It didn't make any sense. But again, you see them actually doing what they're doing, guys. And guys, they don't give a dang about what's going on. For me, guys, I'm sitting there, I'm like, this didn't make any sense to me at all. because of the fact that if you were really concerned about the border, you would actually enact what was actually working. It's actually working. Why did you rescind Title 42? Why? And then Biden kept saying, hey, Congress has to pass a law. I lack the authority to do it. That was a lie. He actually has the authority to shut down the border. He has the complete authority. The executive branch does, because the executive branch, it has the authority over the border, the executive branch. Why, if they were so concerned about border security, why, when Texas was trying to fortify the border, why were they trying to sue Texas, restrain Texas from doing what they were not doing? This is not hard to understand, guys, man. Give me a second. Let me find this video real fast of Maria. Maria brought on the Texas Attorney General, Ken Paxton, and he unpacked what was going on. I had the video, guys, and forgive me. I could have swore I had it, but I guess I didn't, guys, and I'll find it in a second. But, man, this is crazy town. Man, what did I put that damn video at? I thought I had it, guys. My bad, because I really wanted you guys to really see it, because he actually unpacks it, to a T on what is going on. Give me 1 second here, guys. Thank you for your patience. Almost there. I don't think I have it. There was a young lady that actually got murdered in Houston here recently. She was 12 years old, and she was brutally murdered by illegal immigrants. Brutally murdered by her. But there's no problem. There's no problem with it at all. It is. Man, I thought I had it, guys. Golly, I'm mad at myself because it was pretty cool what he actually said. He unpacked it to the T of what was going on. There it is. Got it. Now, guys, got it. Oh, thank the Holy Spirit. Thank you, Holy Ghost. Here is a video, guys, of the Texas Attorney General. He went on Maria Bartiromo's her show, and he said something that was very alarming what was going on. Listen to what he says. This is the sitting Texas Attorney General who's actually trying to fight voter fraud. Here we go.
Former President Obama's key advisor is heading up the operation of tasking our federal agencies to actually get votes from illegal immigrants.
Whoa. Are you saying you have proof that the Democrats are trying to recruit illegals, migrants, to vote in our presidential election? Is that what you just said?
There is a memo from Susan Rice that says we've got to figure out how we're going to get these illegal immigrants. It's going to be challenging to teach them how to make sure we get their votes in the ballot. They don't say whether they're going to make them citizens first or not.
Wow. Listen to this.
Well, that was a pretty stunning remark from New York Congresswoman Claudia Tenney with me on Mornings with Maria on Fox Business, apparently referring to President Biden's 2021 executive order, which put former Obama advisor Susan Rice in charge of promoting voter registration within the federal agencies.
Wow.
Now, it should be noted that the order does not allow illegal migrants to vote in federal elections. Okay. That would be against the law.
Correct.
But the Congresswoman just said a recent Susan Rice memo suggests doing just that.
Correct.
Meanwhile, Biden's ongoing border crisis is having deadly consequences for America. ICE confirming to Fox News that the 23-year-old Salvadorian national suspected of murdering mother of 5 Rachel Morin in Maryland entered the United States illegally as a getaway. And then in Houston, 2 Venezuelan nationals were arrested for killing 12-year-old Jocelyn Nungare, with one of them apprehended by Border Patrol crossing into the country last month and then released with a notice to appear in court.
Wow.
Joining me now with more is Texas Attorney General
Listen
Ken
to this.
Paxton.
Listen to
AG,
this.
thank you so much for being here this morning. I want to talk about the potential for illegals voting in America. Okay. What can you tell us? You heard what Claudia Tenney just said. Mm-hmm. That is illegal.
I think she's absolutely right. I have no doubt that's the plan. If you think about what's happened On day one, Joe Biden of his administration, not a week into it, not a month into it, he announced that he wasn't going to deport illegals anymore. Why did he do that? He wanted to signal to the cartels, start bringing people here. Okay. They profit from that. Bring them to Border Patrol. You don't have to hide, and we'll move them around. And as you know, you and I have been on the border together. We've seen people come across, and we've talked to them about what they're paying these cartels. The reality is the plan from the beginning, get these people here as fast as possible and get them voting. And I truly believe that the Congresswoman is absolutely right. And most states, only 3 states actually have laws that require proof of citizenship.
Wow.
So the rest of us are exposed. If they get a Social Security number and a driver's license, they're going to vote.
Now, there is a memo that's been going around at the border, and it's in
Listen
Spanish, okay? And I want to show you this memo because at the bottom of the memo it says, don't forget in Spanish, don't forget to vote for Joe Biden. We need another 4 years of him. This flyer, the woman's name on the flyer is Gabriela Zavala, but she says she was shocked to see the memo because she didn't write the memo. What can you tell us about this memo? Because she says she didn't write the memo, and yet there's a memo at the border, which the illegals are reading in Spanish, and it says, go vote Joe Biden. What is this memo all about?
Yeah. Look, the memo speaks for itself. There's no doubt that this is the plan. It's to encourage these illegals to vote. They've given them phones. They connect them to Social Security numbers. They connect them to vote.
Look at this, guys. Look at this. Look at this. This is the actual flyer that these illegal immigrants are getting at the border. Look at this. Look at this, y'all. Keep going.
In these states, and their job really is to come here and vote, and they're putting them in the right places, the right states. We don't know where they're putting the illegals, but I guarantee you it's in the crucial states. Joe Biden can't win this election without illegal voting, and this is the biggest threat to our democracy or our republic that I think we've seen since who knows when.
This is unbelievable. You're the Attorney General. I want to know what you can do about it. We're going to take a short break and come right back with Texas AG Ken Paxton. Stay with us. Welcome back. I'm back with Texas AG Ken Paxton. AG, you just said a moment ago that you do believe that the Democrats are trying to get the illegal migrants in the open border to vote in the presidential election. You're the Attorney General of Texas. What can you do about it? Do you have any advice for other AGs or governors to ensure that we actually see a fair and transparent election in 5 months?
Well, this is so controlled by the federal government because they're the ones that can issue the Social Security numbers. There's virtually nothing we can do unless the laws are passed that stop illegals from voting. That's what we need to do at the federal level to protect the states, because right now the states don't have those protections in place to stop illegals from voting. Only 3 states, as I said, have that. We don't have it. Our Republican speaker killed that bill. So even in Texas, we don't necessarily have a way to stop illegals from voting.
Wow.
That's unbelievable. And Merrick Garland said he's going to vow to...
And there's no way for Texas, right? Because the Republican Speaker of the House, Dade Phelan, who barely won his reelection for his district, right, killed the bill in Texas. And the Texas Supreme Court actually said that the sitting Attorney General can't go after criminally, right, anybody that votes illegally. That's Texas. The Supreme Court in Texas did that.
To stop voter ID. That's one of his main points. And then we have to watch all of these murders taking place. What can you tell us about the status of the open border today now that we know that American citizens have been murdered at the hands of illegal migrants?
As you and I have seen, people crossing the border, we've been down there together several times, and the numbers are staggering. And not only that, but the Biden administration is allowing criminals into our country purposely. These other countries are emptying their prisons. So we're getting the worst of the worst. These countries are getting rid of the worst of the worst. And that will have a dramatic effect for years and years to come as these people are spread around the country. We're going to see more and more random crimes, people dying. And that is directly goes back to Joe Biden allowing these people in. We even have a lawsuit trying to stop criminals from coming into this country. And the Biden administration is fighting us even on that.
That's unbelievable. AG, we're going to be watching your work. We so appreciate you.
Wow. That is, again, that's the sitting Attorney General of Texas, right? Concerning what's going on concerning of illegals voting in 2024. There's a flyer being given by NGO in Mexico telling them to vote for Joe Biden. Let me see if I can see that again. because I actually want to see that memo real quickly here again. I want to see it. Let me see. And we can read it together, guys. There it is. I want you guys to see this memo. I want you to see it real quickly. And let's read it together for the folk in the back row. Let's read it, y'all. Let's read it together. It says, breaking. I can't see it.
Them to Social Security.
Breaking. It says, flyer distributed via NGO in Mexico encourages illegals to vote for President Biden. The flyer reads, reminder to vote for President Biden when you are in the United States. We need another 4 years of his term to stay open. A must-read critical thread. This is in this flyer right here, which has been given to these immigrants. It's in the flyers right here. It's right there. It's the Resource Center, Matama, something, whatever. I'm trying to read it. See if I can make it bigger. I'm trying to read it, guys. It says, no, it's actually in Spanish. It's actually in Spanish. So this is actually all in Spanish. So they are telling illegal immigrants to vote for President Biden when he gets to the United States so we can get another 4 years. This is crazy town, guys. This is crazy town. There's only 3 states that actually have requirements for you to show proof of citizenship, a voter ID to show that you are a citizen, right? This is crazy town, guys. Wow. So now, guys, now we got to bring up illegal voting, right? Voter fraud. Well, Candace Owens and Chris Cuomo had a heated debate over voter fraud and voter ID on the Patrick Bet-David live podcast. It was a couple of weeks ago, and I was kind of shocked at what Cuomo was actually saying concerning this voter ID and voter fraud. Listen to what he says, guys. It didn't make no damn sense. I couldn't believe it when I heard him say it. I was like, "This don't make no sense." Even Patrick did one like this. Like they were like, "Man, this ain't making no sense at all. What you're saying, Chris." But let's see what he has to say. We kind of go from there. Here we go.
Voting, Chris, you're very smart. We can fix this. Can you pull up the first stat real quick for me when it comes down to smartphones? If you can pull that up, Rob. Do you know which one I'm talking about? The Pew Research that you guys just sent me. Pull this one up. Check this out, folks. So smartphones, zoom in a little bit. So let's first read at the top what it says. It says Black and Hispanic adults in the U.S. are less likely than white adults to have a traditional computer or home broadband. Okay, fine. No problem. This is from 2021, 2 years ago. However, if you don't have home broadband or traditional computer, how many of us would agree that this is officially our new home broadband and computer? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Before I show you the stat, how many more whites do you think have access to smartphones than blacks and Hispanics? What's the percentage? If you were to say, what do you think the number is? 15% more, 3% more, 10% more, 20% more? What do you think it is?
I would say 0% more.
All right, so can you pull this up, please?
We might have more.
Please pull this up. This is so interesting. This is Pew Research,
Pew,
smartphone,
okay.
Zoom in.
Everywhere.
Okay,
Oh,
first let's identify the dark blue is whites, the light blue is blacks, and the lightest blue is Hispanics.
Wow.
Hispanics have the same access to the smartphones as whites do, and blacks are only 2% less. This guy yesterday sends me this technology that he has, and he wants us to be part of his company. So I'm giving him free advertisement. You know, this would be a $100,000 sponsorship deal, but I'm going to show it to the world and see how many of you guys can see a technology like this being available to us today to vote. Rob, if you can play that clip. I sent this to Tom yesterday.
NFID,
Watch this.
The most disruptive and game-changing advancement ever witnessed in international and cross-border payment verification. Shockingly, nothing exists that allows individuals to prove account ownership when transacting online until now.
Wow.
NFID stands as a hyper-secure yet user-friendly tool that creates trust across all digital transactions and touchpoints. Once logged into an NFID profile by using multi-factor, biometric, and blockchain-backed verification, anyone can simply copy and paste a crypto wallet address or bank account, including IBAN or SWIFT codes, and it allows us to instantly verify the rightful account owner. if the intended recipient also holds a KYC-approved NFID profile. We can definitely confirm that we are transacting with the rightful person or entity from anywhere in the world. International and cross-border payments are no longer based on blind trust and guesswork. If it's not verified by NFID, it's not worth the risk. Trust but verify.
By the way, this podcast is not sponsored by these guys. He has no clump showing this. I saw this, and I'm wondering if Hispanics have access to smartphones as much as whites do, if blacks have access to smartphones as much as whites do, by 2%, why do we have a hard time? Maybe we start voting with maybe not IDs. You come in with your ID, and I kind of show my face, and I go like this, and if we can do that, yep. Nope, this is not Patrick. This is not him. Yeah, okay, good. This is him. We can verify this. Why are we so worried about finding systems to verify? Let me give you data, and then I'm going to come to my friend here, Chris. Ready? So 16 out of 50 states in America do not require an ID to vote. Those 16 out of 50 states, Rob, if you can pull this up, those 16 out of 50 states have 212 of the electoral votes out of the 538. Let me say it again. The 16 out of 50 states, you have no need to go like this and walk in when you're voting to say, hey, can you please pull out your ID and do one of these things? Nope, you don't have to do it. They're not asking for your ID. They could care less about your ID. 212. Now watch this. 11 out of 50 states don't require a photo ID.
Wow.
You can just give an ID, but no photo. Did you guys understand me so far? Those 11 out of 50 states that don't require a photo ID to vote have 69 electoral votes out of the 538. 69 plus 212, it's a sweep forever for the left.
It is.
Just so you know this. This is not me telling you this. This is the government telling you this, what our guidelines are by states today.
Correct.
And the rest, 23 out of 50 states, only 23, less than 50% of our states actually required to go like this.
This is ridiculous.
How pathetic is that, Chris, to have something like that? You don't have to be a left, right, or a center person to say that doesn't make sense. What are your thoughts on this, the way we're voting today?
There's a lot that goes to it. You have half the representation of the U.S. government represents 1/3 of the population. Why? Because of how we do it with the Senate and redistricting rules and stuff like that. So there's a fundamental imbalance. Voter ID, here are the two arguments, and you can assess them how you want. Is it that, I forget how it was explained earlier, but I don't know that it's that the government, whatever that means, if you want to ascribe it all to one groupthink, doesn't trust blacks or think minorities are capable of or whatever. But the argument is that culturally, socioeconomically, as you go down in terms of the poverty level, as poverty becomes more important, there's less connection with government. There's less percentage of people who want to interface with government and who have identification. So the argument is, if you say you need an ID to vote, you will have an unfair bias against those strata of society that don't tend to get IDs and don't want to deal with government.
Okay, but I just have to...
I'm just saying that is the argument.
No, it's not an argument, it's a lie, okay?
Thank you.
Because
But
it's
that
not
is the
about, you
argument.
don't get an ID because you want to engage with government. You get an ID because you want to drive. You get an ID because you're 19 and you're 21 and you want to have your first drink.
Correct.
You get an ID because you quite literally need an ID to do so many things in
That's
society.
true.
So forget it. You wouldn't say that people that are in a lower socioeconomic class are never drinking, are never driving, are never doing all of the other things that are required, never seeing a movie that's above PG-16. You need an ID to do so much in life. So you're focusing, this is the lie. You're saying, well, they don't tend to vote. That might be true. That might definitely be true.
No, they
but
don't
that's
tend
not
to
why
have
they're getting an
IDs.
ID. That's not why they're getting an ID.
I understand.
They're just lying.
I understand. I don't think it's a lie. It could be wrong. It could be a
If
false
it's wrong,
assumption.
then it's a lie. If you
I'm sorry. And this argument tends to be a lot more on the African-American side and some Hispanic. But damn it, we got IDs. Like what is this? Why is it always an argument that we don't have the IDs? We don't know how to get them. Huh? It's ridiculous, man.
If you keep saying it, if it's
No.
wrong and you keep saying it, it becomes a lie, right?
No, that's only
There's no
if-
black people that are not getting their IDs.
Thank you.
I
Look,
came from
again-
a low socioeconomic background. I got my driver's license when I was 16 years old
All right.
because I wanted to drive and
I
pick
get
up
it.
my boyfriend.
I get it. And
Those are the
it-
reasons people get IDs.
I
That's
get it.
simple. I love you too.
I get it. What I'm saying is, two things can be true at once. The argument is exactly what I'm saying it is, okay? The reason the big states don't have it is because of this argument, that they say that there is a disproportionate impact on people from lower socioeconomic rungs that do not get it. One, we do know for a fact that poor people that live in more populated areas drive at a much lower rate than other people. So maybe they don't have the license. That's the argument. I'm not saying you have to value the argument. The other argument is we need IDs for everything that.
All I hear is these damn arguments. Can we get some data to actually go behind these arguments? And the data is not just because you said it. We need data saying that black folks, right, don't get driver's licenses or IDs. I need to see the data. Oh, we don't know how to do it. That's the argument. We don't know how to do it. Come on, man. Stop playing this game.
Everything that we do, why would we do this? The argument now to your question, which is, why don't we do it online? Okay, so I ran with this idea like 7 years ago.
Okay.
When we came out of the hanging Chad thing that allowed me to spend a great amount of my time in your state, in Jacksonville specifically, about the hanging Chads, the 2000 election and all, I was like, wow, this is such a stupid system. Why don't we just do this the way everything in my life is on here? Pay my mortgage. My money doesn't exist, right? I mean, I don't have, I'm not my grandparents. I don't have 50 Savarin cans, which was an instant coffee, in my basement that has my savings in it. I don't put money under my mattress. I don't even know where it is. And I'm okay with that, but we can't vote. Boy. And I got crushed by all of these security and intelligence people
all these
saying,
stories, man. Can we get some data?
The fraud that would happen, the chance of fraud. And I said, but
now listen to what Chris says. He's talking about, he says, well, the fraud that could happen. Now get that, the fraud that could happen. Watch his rebuttal to that question. Listen extremely clear here. Here we go.
We have like the easiest system to beat in the world. The stat they hit me with was the voter ID states do not have better rates, or let's say lower rates of voter fraud than the states without ID. Huh? So it doesn't really make a difference.
That is the fraud.
Thank you, but I'm saying that's what I'm saying. I ran with this. I believe in this. I believe that voting should be as easy and immediate as possible. I think that voting should not be one day. I think that voting, if it is going to be on that one day should be a vacation day for everybody in America so that they can go out and vote. I believe in early voting. I believe in online voting. I believe that we should have as many people voting as possible so we make it as easy as possible. Now, I'm going to tell you something, and you're not going to like it, but that's not my problem. It is not even this issue. It's not both sides of the aisle. The right, until voter ID, has consistently been against anything that would increase who votes.
Okay, can
and
I?
I think there
can
are reasons
I
for
ask
that.
you a
But
question?
I am in favor
Can I ask you a
of this.
yes or no?
Yes or no?
Ready? Can we play that game again?
Yes.
Should
I get it right?
Americans be required to have ID to vote? Chris, yes or no?
This is what?
No.
This
and I'll
is
tell you why.
Trash.
Wow.
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why.
Trash.
Until I see fraud rates that go along with the distinction, I don't believe that you make a simple pitch.
So he's saying that he does not think that voters should be required to present voter IDs or driver's license to vote in America until he begins to see the fraud. Then he wants that to be the standard. Get up out of here. Kind of shit is this? What is this, man? So you got to see the fraud before you make the requirement for a person that's voting to provide a ID that he's a citizen of the United States to vote? Man, this is trash, bro.
Then my answer is no. And my answer is no, because I don't believe that I don't believe you want the government having even more control over who can vote and who can't.
Okay, so okay. That's fine. I'm glad you're being honest. I just want to say, if you are a black or Hispanic American, please find me the black or Hispanic American who does not work, because you need an ID to get a WT form, get set up. They ask you for your ID. Who does not vote, who does not drink, who does not drive or drive somebody else's car. This person does not exist. That does not travel. You can't get on a plane without it. This person does not exist. So it is the lie that they tell so that they can rig our elections by having a bunch of people who are not Americans coming in and voting. And by the way, everybody knows that. Okay.
See, he keeps saying, what's proof that happened? He wants to see the fraud first, and then he says, then we can make that the standard. No. How this works is you can only vote in America if you can show proof that you are a citizen. We don't need to see the fraud first for you to make the standard. This should be the standard up front. You want to be in fraud prevention, not let the fraud happen and then try to prevent it. That makes no damn sense.
How
he doesn't even run his life like that. He doesn't wait. Chris doesn't wait for somebody to come in and steal his money out of his account and then say, "Well, hold on, put up some guardrails around for this not to happen again." No, he wants the bank to have those guardrails in place to protect his money. Then he gives them the money. He don't even run his life that way. This is trash.
How can you know what we've never been shown? Where is the fraud? Where are the fake votes?
The idea that any person will get up and say to you that they do not believe that you should have an ID to vote. I'm not even gonna characterize what you just said.
But you backed it up by saying that we know that all these people vote who aren't supposed to. Where's the proof of that?
We understand the voting rolls. There's dead people on the voting rolls, and this has been proven
every time they measure this with billions and billions of vote checks. And anybody here or Magic Rob, go up and find different for me on the internet.
Listen.
They look and they see that the amount of fraud in elections is de minimis,
So now, remember, initially he said we need to see the fraud first, right? We need to see the fraud first, and then we can put the laws in place to be able to prevent the fraud. Now she provides the fraud, right? Dead people voting, right? Then he says, well, that's minimum. So which one is it? Do you not want the fraud first, and then the prevention? And and then we provide you the fraud. Oh, that's not enough. What's enough, Chris? What's enough fraud? This is some bullshit.
Beyond a level of action. We just went through this.
Okay, let me ask the question a different way.
Chris,
let me ask
hang on.
Let me ask a question a different way. Let me ask a question a different way. Chris, here's a question. You and I run a nightclub.
Yes.
Okay, it's 21 and over.
Need an ID.
Why?
Because otherwise you can't tell whether they're over 21.
So hold on. So Chris Cuomo believes that for you to get into a club, you need an ID. But when it comes to voting, no ID needed. Wow. This is so trash. Oh my God. Oh my God. This is some bull. I'm sorry, y'all. Hey, Chris, that is funny as hell. Let's keep listening to the buffoonery. Here we go.
And they're worried about the liability.
What about you can't tell whether they're American?
Show me proof.
Listen,
show me proof.
I get the arguments. I get
that's
what the
not.
arguments are.
This is no, Chris. This to me is more.
Yes.
No, it's common sense. It's for me to okay.
So why do you think that they don't do it again? Because you agree with Candace that the reason they don't require ID is because they want a lot of illegal votes and to manipulate the system.
A lot of
all the watchdogs from the right that follow this issue have just never been able to prove it.
So again, we offered you proof, Chris, right, with dead people voting, you then responded and said it wasn't enough. So you don't want to be shown that fraud exists. You want to be able to move the totem pole to say, well, that's not enough fraud. There's not enough fraud. There's not enough fraud. Now we can do something. So, Chris, do me a favor. Run your life like that. Matter of fact, go to a bank that has no guardrails, nothing in place. Allow for your money to be stolen, then get mad at the bank. Because why? Because now the fraud has taken place. Right? Run your life that way. But you won't do that, though. Not at all.
Well, you're racist if you say something.
Of everything Candace said about IDs was for me to be able to get a driver's license, for me to be able to get a drink, for me to be able to do this, for me to be able to do that.
I agree.
For me, it's a different reason on why you need a driver. It's for me to know who the hell you are.
Correct.
It's very different.
I totally get it.
I'm not interested in what, all that stuff that I get to do selfishly because I need the ID to do that. No. When you came in here right now, we have friends we respect a lot and we respect our guests. Did you guys all come through a metal detective? Yes or no? Do you know how many cops and sheriff are around here right now? You know how much we spend on security right now to make sure they're safe and nobody can come in here where you're safe as well? Now, we're doing our part. We invest the resources there.
Correct.
Sheriff is very good with us. Cops are very good with us. But did you guys come in here? Did somebody walk you through, find out, verify, checking who you are, what you're doing? We have to do that.
Of course.
We got to go through that process.
I totally get it.
And by the way, this is not 1/1,000,000th of as important as an election.
Correct.
Okay?
I agree.
This is just a podcast and a conversation. So
Chris, if you agree, Big Dog, why are you okay with IDs to get into a club like this PPD podcast, but not voting in an election? Make that make sense. This is buffoonery.
For us to
I
sit
agree.
there and say, the idea isn't that important, brother, you're a very, very people from your community and others will hear what you have to say and they may go with that as well. In a country without IDs and without being checked, you're not a country.
At all.
You're not even a country club.
At all.
You're not even a village.
No.
I don't even know what to call you, but you're definitely not a country.
Again. We're a constitutional republic. That's right. Less than 5% of Americans get their
banana republic. He said
But
banana
Chris,
republic.
it's also, it's not like they're hiding. When Biden comes
Right.
in, opens the border
Right.
with Mayorkas the rat doing his dirty work. How many in the past 3 years we've had more illegals come into the country than children being born? Okay.
December of last year was more coming in than children
and
being
this is
born.
where it's that window of I understand that the proof. The proof is when they're coming in, they're wearing Biden shirts and being told we're voting for him because they're telling us to. Then Biden they admitted.
Then they'll
last
be
week,
easy to catch.
Yeah, well, hold on though. Well, yeah, those four. But think about this. And then Biden, they admitted last week he flew in secretly 320,000 illegals across the country, which to me that's treason.
But it's
Some of them are
brilliant,
raping.
but it's brilliant from the perspective of spread the votes, not just in
Yep.
states you already have
Brilliant.
control over. You got to spread them
I
other
agree.
states that you don't
I
have
agree. And
control
then think
over.
about this,
Yeah.
though. Candace, you nailed it. And then if you say anything against them, it's you're racist. Mind you, and Nancy Pelosi was crying. She was also pissed off on MSNBC, or it might have been, MSNBC. And at the end, she goes, "You know what really pissed me
Rob,
off
can you
about
play
Biden?"
that clip?
Yeah, Rob, if you can. Magic
Go ahead and
Rob.
say it until he
Magic
finds
Rob.
I like that.
She was
Phenomenal name, by the way.
She cried because Biden touched her heart, but then she was furious because he called them illegals. She said these are migrants and they're newcomers. It's obvious they're going to be voting.
Let's watch
Rob,
this.
can
Go
you
ahead,
show
Rob.
it?
Magic Rob.
Now, you should have said undocumented, but that's not a big thing, okay? What's the big thing about it?
It's a big thing to Vinny.
I actually wasn't even going to ask about that. I was just going to ask more about the moment. But you do think that he should have said undocumented? That wasn't going to be my question.
Well, we usually say undocumented. He said
And let's just be honest, because they are, and we all know this, they love power so much. They don't want to lose it. They're willing, look at all the fentanyl, 120,000 dead Americans each year, or more than any war that we've combined all these wars. Children sex trafficking, all these votes. It's such an open, it's a supply chain. And Chris, you nailed it. Is it cheating? Or is it that these are the rules? They don't have no voter ID in all these places. The left is just playing the better game. That's what we talked about?
I definitely think there's a game. I definitely think that language and blaming people for being bad if they don't agree is part of the game and really, really effective. It gets used against me on a regular basis. I literally have a monitor of every day whether or not I'm seen as anti-Semitic because I had somebody on who's worried about Gaza, or whether I am pro-Hamas and a terrorist because I'm talking about, what's happening. I get it. This all works very, very well, okay? Pelosi can make whatever point she wants about vocabulary. I don't have any problem not seeing everyone who enters the country illegally the same way. I don't have a problem with that. I do have a problem with the fact that it's not just some brown menace that everybody's being told to be afraid of. You got Russians, you got Chinese, you got a lot of people coming from different countries now in illegally. This is the main.
Sending their best.
This is the main. This is the main. Well, or maybe they are. It took 19 people to bring us to our knees for months in 2001.
Now
it doesn't take a lot of people who are motivated to madness to make a difference. But I'll tell you something. The truth.
Now this guy is saying that when Vinny said they're not sending their best, right, which is what Trump actually said initially when he was running in 2014, I believe, when he came out. They're not sending their best, right? This dude, Chris, says maybe they are because it took us 19 people to bring us down to 9/11. Man, y'all, I'm done. I'm done with the buffoonery. Chris Cuomo. Yep. Chris Cuomo. All right, guys. Here's my reaction, guys, and then we get out of here. Thank you so much for blessing me with your time. All right. Number one, is this the game that they're playing? Is that they're going to try to replace voters, specifically African American voters? Because I'm African American. Answer is yes. That's the only thing that makes sense. When you open the border and allow for things for them to flood in, and you're giving the flyer saying vote for Biden, and then Biden is flying strategically, right? Illegal immigrants into certain cities to spread out the votes. What does that do? Well, number one, that affects the census, right? So that it could change the districts so they could favor the Democrat Party. I can tell you, it's a brilliant strategy. Brilliant strategy what they're doing, right? Number two is if they can get them in areas to where they can vote, guys, that can affect the 2024 presidential election. Mm-hmm. That is the plan. 1,000%. Number two, when you begin to bring it up, you have people like Chris Cuomo, right, saying that I need to see the fraud before we begin to put preventions in place. Asinine, dumb. Then when you give them some actual fraud that's actually happened, he then says it's not enough. Then you ask a question to where you ask Chris Cuomo saying, hey, there's an ID required to walk into a club, right? I said, right. Should that be the requirement? He said, yes. More than having an ID to vote in an election. Chris Cuomo believes that having an ID going to a club is more important than having an ID to voting. Which leads me to conclude he's all about this. This is he likes his plan. It's what he wants to do. Yep. Because none of those answers make any sense at all, period. All right? This is the plan. You have memos from Susan Rice and executive orders from President Biden talking about trying to find ways to use the federal government as a way to register voters. You have people that are illegal immigrants as voters. Then you actually have the illegal immigrants becoming applicants for welfare, right? Benefits, and doing through that system, registering them to vote because there's no need for proof of citizenship. There's so much rampant stuff going on, guys. This is ridiculous. It's so much rampant going on. This is ridiculous. This is crazy town, guys. So what can we do? What's the counter move, guys? What's the counter move? Because this is a crap show right now. I ain't gonna lie to you, it's a pretty brilliant strategy by the Democrats. Great strategy. So what's the counter move for you as a voter and for the conservative side? Okay, no problem. I always say, peep it, sweep it, and keep it. Examine your current situation. Peep it. You see what's going on. Are you okay with what's going on when it comes to voter fraud, potential voter fraud, right? Because you heard the sitting Texas Attorney General talking about this, right, in the previous segment, right? Are you concerned about this at all, period? Number two, guys. And I would say concerning what's going on right now, guys, concerning what's going on, I gotta play it. I gotta play this, guys. Concerning what's going on, I gotta play a video to say this is some bull. Here we go.
Dog. Come on, man.
I gotta play that, y'all, because Chris Cuomo and the guys are saying it was cool, man. I gotta say this as well also.
Brother, what's that? What's that, brother?
This is just. So, all right, let's go back. Let's go back to it, guys. So now that we have the examine your current situation. Are you liking what you've seen or not? And not saying something is saying something, right? Understand that, right? What's going on, Brent? How you doing? I see you on Instagram, big dog. Have you made this? Number two, what is your strategy moving forward? Right? What are you gonna do moving forward? Are you gonna sit back and bitch and moan and complain, and watch people talk about it, bitch and moan and complain, and become so attracted to listening to data and getting more mad? What's your strategy moving forward? Because there's an assault on your vote. It is. It's evident. It's the only logical conclusion. Period. It's real simple. Right? And I would say, is your current approach working or not? So, that's what you got to ask yourself. Okay, I'm mad about this situation, or I'm not mad about the situation. If I'm not mad about it, I'm cool. If I'm mad about it, what I'm currently doing working? If the answer is no, you got to change something. Because whether you say anything or not, this is happening. All right? Now, you gotta start thinking generationally. You gotta start thinking generationally, guys. Because if you don't, man, it's not gonna go well for you at all. It's not.
Bad. Yeah.
That's for those thinking generationally. Let me play it again for the people in the back row. Here we go.
Bad. Yeah.
That's for those that want to change the strategy. So what's your strategy? The strategy is very simple, guys. I think Dan Bongino said it best. 10, 10, and 10. Text message 10 people. Call 10 people. Email 10 people. Bring 10 people to the voting. So it's 10, 10, 10. That's 10, 10, 10, and 10. Text message 10 people. Call 10 people. Email 10 people. Bring 10 people to you to go vote. Real simple. It's not hard. It's not hard. And if you're doing that, guys, I can tell you right now, when it comes to the election, this is what you're gonna be saying.
My man. My man. My man. My man. My man. Good for you. My man.
Simple. My man. If you're doing it the right way, what you're gonna be saying. My man. My man. Every single time, guys, because you're playing offense, not defense. You're playing offense, not defense. Too many times we sit back and just chill and just complain, bitch and moan and complain. I want to be doing this on election day.
Bad. Yeah.
That's gonna be my attitude going to go vote with 10 people. Because why? It's this time to strategize, guys. You got to do it the right way, guys. You got to do it the right way, man. This is. Whew. This was an interesting one that I actually saw, guys, today. This here, man. So again, start thinking / voting generationally. It's real simple, guys. Real simple. So, guys, let me know what you guys think about it. Was our own base? Was our tight? Give me your thoughts below. It's real simple, guys. Comment below, please, if you don't mind, and let me know what I missed, But I was off at. I'm not above reproach. It is what it is, guys, man. One of the questions I always receive, guy, I always ask is, Liddell, can you actually assist me when it comes to something going on in the financial market? We know what's going on with the economy. It's not going very well at all, period, guys. And so because of this, guys, what I would ever do is I actually devise something to help you choose the best business model. Because I tell everybody, when it comes to this type of economy, you're going to have to turn a side hustle to an enterprise. How do you do that, guys? I got something for you. Here we go. You are concerned about what's going on with this economy. I know I would be, man. You have the stock market not doing too well. You have inflation outpacing wages right now. And you have major companies looking at laying off a lot of people. Man, I had a friend of mine whose wife works for a major pharmaceutical company, and they're talking about laying off scientists, man. Scientists. It's getting real out there, guys. But hold on, wait a minute. It's not the end of the world for those that actually have a counter move. More than ever, it's time for everyday Americans to begin looking at a side hustle, a business for them to begin building now, and for them to be able to have the ability to pass that business on to second and third generation. Now, what business model is best for you? That's a great question, and the only person that can answer that question is you. The good news is a good friend of mine, Matt Sapala, actually did a good presentation on presenting the passive income blueprint. 3 effective ways to generate $1.5 million in passive income. The most powerful word in business is cash flow. And even a more powerful word is passive cash flow. I know, because I've been able to live the life of my dreams because of passive income. Most individuals focus on commission-based, generating commission. What if you can actually generate $1.5 million in passive income that can change not only your life, but generations to come, guys? Click on the link below or swipe up, guys, and I think you'll be blessed with what you see. God bless you. See you on this side. Guys, that's the passive income blueprint, guys. My good friend of mine, Matt Sapala, did a presentation on that, on the top 3 ways for you to be able to generate passive income. He actually did a case study on your partner, me. You'll see me up in there, guys. Click on the link below or scan on this QR code, no matter what platform you're on. If you're on Instagram, guys, very simple, go to the link in my bio, right? And you'll actually see that there, guys. It's free, doesn't cost you a dime at all, period. And you get to learn the top 3 business models that can actually help you generate passive income, really about 1.5 million, guys. So passive income has changed my life tremendously in real estate and private equity, which is great. I don't know what's the best thing for you, but if you watch the video, you'll be able to determine what's best for you. If that makes sense, guys. All right, guys. Well, man. Also, guys, we have a new sponsor, American Rounds, guys. They're not new. They've been there for a long period of time. Full disclosure, I own this company as well. Also, this is the world's first AI-powered ammo vending machine at your local grocery store, guys, man. This business model is exploding out of the wazoo, guys. It's phenomenal, guys. Take a look at it. Here they go.
American Rounds. We are in Pell City, Alabama at Fresh Value grocery store installing the first ever automated retail machine for ammunition. The stores were really the inspiration for it. I mean, they knew their customer base and they came to us and thought this would be a really good opportunity for their customer base. There's a lot of hunting community here in Pell City and thought that their customers would love an opportunity to be able to buy ammunition here at the store.
We're super excited to offer, what we think is the first ammo kiosk. We're always looking for ways to give our customer another reason to come visit our stores. Anything that we can do to help them make their shopping trips easier based on the feedback that we've gotten just from customers today. They are so excited about us having the ammo kiosk.
We're getting ammo!
One of the ways we're changing the landscape of ammunition sales is to make it more available. Being able to move into a place like a grocery store, supermarket makes a lot more available to the public. But we're taking a different approach to it. Traditionally, ammunition is sold at outdoor type stores, your sporting goods stores, and it just sits on a shelf. It's very accessible. Because of that, there's a high rate of theft. But with our machines, as you can see here, we have a very secure automated retail machine. We're able to age verify. We scan a driver's license. It then takes 360 facial recognition for the purchase and matches it to the ID. So the machines really provide an opportunity for safe, affordable and available ammunition sales.
There is no doubt that foot traffic will increase based on the feedback that we've gotten. And again, we're super excited not only to have it here, but in other locations in Fresh Value as well.
You know, we're really excited about where we're going. We are going to continue to expand here in Alabama. We have machines slated to go into Oklahoma, Louisiana, Texas. So over the next year, you know, we're looking forward to, you know, seeing these roll out all throughout the South and the Southeast.
Again, guys, that's American Rounds. American Rounds, the first AI-powered ammo vending machine, guys, at your local grocery store. It's fast. You can buy this with your fingertips. It is secure. There's no sharing information with the government at all, period. Right? And number 3, it is automated, guys. You can get in and get out. Real simple. So buy your groceries, guys, and while you're there, get your ammo there as well also, guys. So, and scan this QR code, guys, or go to the link below, and you'll see the American Rounds website there, and you can determine and see where we're located at right now and when we'll be at a store near you, guys. It's exploding like clockwork, guys. It is what it is, guys. And if you also want to locate us on social media, very simple. Go to @AmericanRounds on all platforms. It's very simple, guys. But guys, thanks so much for your time. God bless you, man. I hope I added some value to you today, guys. But lastly, every Friday at 5 p.m. CST on all platforms, Cliff and I do a free real estate live training every single Friday, guys. And we talk about a lot of things. Here's a little bit of about this. Mastering the strategy of locating distressed properties has allowed for me to own about $35 million worth of real estate currently right now. We're talking about new construction, single-family residences, commercial properties, and apartment complex. You name it, I own it. Now I know you're asking, what does this got to do with you? I'm glad you actually asked. One of the most common questions that I receive when it comes to real estate investing is that they say, Liddell, what is the best strategy I should use when it comes to executing a good investment strategy in real estate? Should I buy and hold? Should I buy and flip? Or should I do a rental scenario? My answer to that question is, why not do all three? But the good thing about it is the investor that masters the art of locating distressed properties will know exactly how and what strategy is the most wisest in that situation. That's the key to this whole thing. We're actually having a free real estate masterclass. This is 100% free. Don't cost you a dime at all, period. It's going to be myself and Cliff Hunter, who's a licensed appraiser and general contractor and successful investor. We're going to be talking about all things real estate. You can ask any question you want. No questions off limits. We're talking about new construction, buying and flipping, buying and holding, rental properties, how to raise capital, how to put together a scope of work when it comes to a renovation project, subject to investing. You name it, you ask it, we'll be right there to answer any question. All we ask for you is click on the link below or swipe up and just give us your name and email address. That's it. And you can book your seats. It'll be epic. See you in the masterclass. Guys, again, it's a free masterclass. It is pre-recorded, guys, but at the exact same time, you get to learn about new construction, buying, holding, buying, and flipping, how to put together a scope of work, raising capital. We go through it, and we talk about specifically about how you can locate distressed properties, and also the top 3 investment strategies that you need to implement in 2024 and beyond, guys. So again, scan on the QR code right here below if you're on all platforms besides Instagram. Or click on the link below. If you're on Instagram, click on the link in my bio. It's right there, guys, and you'll be able to listen to it and learn something, guys. Be honest with you. And it's completely free. That's it. Doesn't cost you a dime at all, period. We just want to get you to the information. And if you fund a deal, guys, I will fund your deal. We'll help you structure it, put it together, right? And we'll acquire it and we can split the profits. Real simple. We're trying to make it as easy as possible for anybody to begin investing in real estate so you can turn your side hustle into an enterprise. All right, guys. Well, guys, thank you so much for your time. God bless you, man. All right, guys. But I'll see you next time, guys, on the Countermoves Podcast. You know I end it every single time, guys, before you leave. And while you see that thing, baby, take that damn picture. And give it to your mom and them and holler at your partner, guys. See you next time, guys. God bless you guys. Peace.